coordinator for this Nizamabad Mission 100 program, and I now invite the dignitaries onto the dais. First, I invite our Rotary Club of Nizamabad Secretary Srikant Jawarkar onto the dais, and the Rotary Club of Nizamabad President Rotary Nanpekar Garu. To wear the collar, please. Make him to wear the collar. Now I invite our immediate and invite our guest of honor, Sri Dr. Srilokha Maharaja Garu, Principal Kids. And I invite our Director Kids, Ramajirao Garu, who is an IITN. Now it is my pleasure and proud moment to invite our chief guest of this Nizamabad mission, Sri Rajendra Digbali Garu, who has all the way come. Rajendra Garu is the one who has initiated the program to help and support aspiring students to Vishnu Sachivarnam Chadurbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye Agajanana Padmakam Gajanana Mahanisham Anekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadam Upasmahe Ekadam Upasmahe. Get with the bouquet. And Director Prince Sri Ramajirao Garu. And our Mission 100 program coordinator Priya Chandrasekhar Garu. And our chief guest, NRI promoter, Sri Rajendra Garu. And our immediate president, Rajan Singh Garu, please accept the bouquet, sir. And I request our president to hand over the bouquet to secretary also.
Rajan Singh Garu, Rotarian G. Ramakrishna Garu, our President nominee. Dear friends, I welcome you all for today's wonderful awareness program called Mission 100. This program was initiated in the last year during our Rotarian Rajan Singh term, where the objective of this Mission 100 is to send at least 100 students to be settled in America who wishes to have a career, and for which all the services, like basic person who is behind the scene is our chief guest, who has initiated this idea and to make it possible. So far, around 15 students are being benefited. Serving the society, he has taken up this particular initiative and become the part of this initiative to help students in whoever wishes to go to it. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
The time to speak to the students of 3rd and 4th year. Now that you are in the best phase, the best direction through kids being you will be knowing details in due course. And I see under this Nizamabad Mission 100, at least 100 students from this district should get their status, their dream converted into reality. let us together can transform this 100 into 1000 and more than that. In a nutshell, I try to tell the main aim, the selfless aim is to reach being a student origin from Nizamabad hometown. Our chief guest is doing his very best to just see that the next generation keep themselves in the best status, especially the rural students. If somebody feels that we are not able to go, we don't have access, we have some specific problems, all the queries related to that will be clearly guided and presented by our chief guest. I hope it will be received in the best way and see that every student present here should just share this enthusiasm, best presentation and good vision, selfless mission, all these things. Hoping you are and treating, giving your best. I heartily thank our chief guest. Thank you, sir.
Our guest of honor, Sri Ramoji Garu, Director, Kids Institution. Then Program Coordinator, Mr. Chandrasekhar, Motivational Speaker. Program Coordinator, G. Ramakrishna. The Rotary Club President, Jnana Prakash. Secretary, Srikanth. I welcome you all for this program Mission 100 organized by Rotary Club in association and Rotary Club President Secretaries for organizing this function in our college. And so main purpose of conducting this program is to create awareness about higher education in USA. So our students are mostly belong to rural background. They are having good knowledge in technical side, but they are having some lack of knowledge in communication skill. So in order to create or develop the communication skill, we are regularly conducting the motivational class and communication skill development class through Mr. Chandrasekhar. So I request all the students to raise any queries regarding your higher education program in USA. Our chief guest is will clear all your doubts regarding your higher education. So once again, I thank you all for organizing this function in our college. Thank you.
Director Ramoji Garu to say a few words, sir.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I have a little bit sore throat, so I just adjust with my Rajendra sir to come to take their valuable time out and coming out here and helping you. So, first groups. So, why I am saying this basic concept to you is that later on it's you who should start this program going on in the forward stages. That is, you have to get that self-help nature. So, whatever you are learning right now, your juniors should learn. Whatever they are learning, their juniors should learn. So when you make this tight-knit family of ideation, that is what separates us from the animals. So for example, if a certain animal, a dog or something learns something, unless it is passed through genetic evolution, you don't pass it through others. But when humans learn something, you don't need to be their genetic descendants to learn something. And for example, మీరు నేర్చుకుంటే కుక్కలకి జంతువులకి ఏంటి అంటే వాళ్ళకి పుట్టిన వాళ్ళు వాళ్ళ విద్య నేర్చుకుంటారు. So their memory passes down that lane. But when it comes to humans, what happens is that you can share the ideas, you can implement. So for example, now Rajendra sir has something valuable which will help your career right now. So it's something that he can share with all of you at once. Why I'm saying this is that this is the very basic foundation of human evolution. For example, if a human developed from a chimpanzee or an ape to this standard, this is a very much power that helped us develop. Sharing of ideas, sharing of points, sharing of viewpoints, and able to guide others on what to do rather than just their own genetic descendants, just to guide others. So that is the exact thing of this program that Rajendra sir wants to do, is that when he was at your age, I assume, there must be a lot of confusion if he wants to go to some United States or something or some other place to do something. There was no guidance. So that is exactly what he wants to give it to you, that guidance is very important and you must listen it to the core. And right now the second most important thing is what helps us in this ideation? What is that so different from humans, animals and other species that we are able to evolve in this way, and let us share the ideas between us. That major point is a communication perspective. For example, assume you're all into this land. Suppose I speak some Malayalam, or I speak Japanese or Mandarin or something else. I'm damn sure no matter how good point I say, you will never listen to one point because you are unable to even process that in your brain because you are not into that. The same thing happens when you are getting into a corporate point, or when you are getting into a seminars, or when you are getting into different points. What happens is that maybe you may have hundreds of ideas in your brain, but the point is, unless you put it perfectly into the structure, into the brains of people who are listening to you, no matter how intelligent you are, how better you are, you will definitely not succeed in this point. So for example, if I want to say about something, it's my experience. So when I was in BTech second year, we were elected for a city designing competition. It was very bad. You can't even say, if you want a glimpse of that, I can share you. Communication level was. So no matter, I was the brain behind that city designing competition. I was the structural guy. I was designing the urbanization part of it. Not even one single idea of mine was implemented, even though they are my friends or my colleagues. Unless people understand your vision properly, and that vision is specific to each and everyone. The way how Narendra Modi is different, the way how KCR thinks is different. So Narendra Modi has a different plan of development, KCR has a different plan of development. Not that they are wrong, but if you take KCR vision and put it into Narendra Modi, it won't work. The same thing will happen if you're coming. I want to build something. When I want to do something, so let me tell you, I'm a civil engineer, so I'll tell you in my language. CSC is a bit hard to me. So, develop in 3 months, and I'm damn sure many of our staff told it wasn't possible. So because I know how to talk with a Mestri, I knew how to talk with a civil engineer, I knew how to talk with an architect, I knew how to talk with an electrician, I knew how to talk with a plumber. So the main point is, an architect speaks in a different terms. The daily labor speaks in a different terms. Now if you put both of them together, both of them will fight at the end of the day. So a management person is such kind of a bridge that you pave the way so that they understand these two things perfectly. So that is the importance of communication, and why I am saying this much, I don't assume I am communicationist, when we were in IIT Hyderabad. So we were working as a coordinators and everything, so I know many of the students who were so damn pretty, you name it, they build it. Those kind of students weren't able to get few jobs just because they weren't able to communicate their ideas properly, but give them some time. That is something which, why should someone think you are important? You may think you are important, but why should someone like me think that you are important to the organization is something you have to be very precise and very sure. And how do you project yourself? That is the importance of communication. So that is why I am focusing so much on it, because right now I can't teach you technical skills. The only thing I can share you as an early pass out from your place is that I can tell you what are the things which impress people, and that is communication. Because assume the same point, same thing, if I am saying in a very slow slang, I am damn sure definitely half of you will sleep. If I lag this for another 20 minutes or so, I am damn sure half of you will sleep. It's not that the point is important. The way I say it, the way I explain it, the way I put it is much more important than what you put it. So for example, there was a small research, I tell you. So do you know that sugar kills more people than cigarettes every year? Yes. See, all of you believe it's a lie. Just because someone told you perfectly in a very confident way, you just believe it. Maybe YouTube or maybe internet, it's a damn lie. I'm not talking about diabetes, sugar. Sugar and diabetes are two different things. So the thing is that those nuances are very important when it comes to communication. So that is what we want you to learn when you are going on to something or projecting yourself as a probable for some company or some university or some professor. You have to project that yourself. So I wish you believe in that and you work out on that, because all of you think that communication is something which can be learned in a day or two. No, it's done with rigorous practice. Communication is always correct. So the thing is that communication is always find the right person, choose the right point, explain in a right way. Unless you can do these 3 points, that is not communication. Don't explain your point of service to a beggar or a daily laborer. Explain it to the person who can do it. So that is the same thing when it is your companies or when it is your universities, don't create an ideology that you should run after them. Be so perfect that they should run after you. That is my wish, because I have seen it personally. The more you run after them, the more they kick you out. The more you make them run after you, the more they take you in. So you should be into the second category, and I wish you do that. And concluding this meeting, because this is a meeting where Rajendra sir would guide you on how to go to USA, but I'm not against USA, but I'm very pro-Indian. So I'm very, very pro-Indian, and I appreciate that about Rajendra sir, and I'm very pro-Indian because of my grandfather. I'll tell you why. Because after 2017, when I did pass out from my B.Tech, I just wanted to go to Stanford. I have applied for it, I have attended for it, I got the good scores, I got TOEFL, everything. I just wanted to go there, not for education, just for some fun, because here I was so too much for me. So I just wanted to go for fun, but I wanted to go have fun in the best place, which is Stanford or Yale or Carnegie Mellon. So the thing is that is where my grandfather stepped in, and he told me something, but I'll tell you, I may be wrong in this thing, but he told me with such emotion that got me very stick up to my motherland, India. I may be wrong in this, don't think, but I just get the thing. ఏ దేశం ఏగినా ఎక్కడ కాలేగినా ఏ పీఠం ఏగినా ఎక్కడ ఉన్నా పొగడరా నీ తల్లి భారత మాతని నిల్పరా నీ తల్లి గౌరవాన్ని. That is one thing so that is something which I am very happy about Rajendra sir, is that not only he has a good life, he went to USA, he had something which is very good, he has some, so he is coming back and he is doing this mission so that he can give some of his fellow Indians a better life, is something which I appreciate the most, and that is the same thing I appreciate about the Rotary Club also the most, and I thank you, and I won't prolong it, but just
send the students to us. We want to give an exposure. Who wants to have stay in US, study US, they can go. And we are also Indians, we are we are not here to push you to
He is the one who was director for literacy during my period. So I have repeated him as a permanent chairman for this mission. And Chandrasekhar Das, who is doing great for this mission. Very good afternoon to you all, and dignitary is present over here. So really, we are observing this platform as a great platform for those who are dreaming to go to US. The extended help which Raja Deshpalli is giving is beyond. We can't imagine the way he is doing, because we are in the group which is taken up by him, and every month we used to meet in a group, and in those group he used to interact the persons who are there already a big shots of US, so who are helping us to guide a better way to get visas and all in this day. So really a great time. So I was just want to tell you that we are blessed to have a great man like this here in front of us. So this is the one which is displayed here, the press meet which was initiated by Raja Deshpalli Garu. We were feeling his presence in India, and we have done the press meet. So good luck to you all who are getting the dreams to US. Thank you. Raja Deshpalli Garu to donate some oxygen concentrators to Nepal. So it was their first consignment to India, you can say India first. So they got it. It's great present. So that concentrators were used by the poor who can't afford to go to hospital and all. Again now they are in post-COVID cases that are being taken to the He is planning to donate 100 ambulances in India. Already 18 have been done. So India.
Sir Rajendra Deshpalli is a proud citizen of Nizamabad who migrated to USA 27 years back. He has completed 3 masters in computer science, MBA in finance and MBA in marketing. He has worked for some of the top companies in USA and has wide exposure and experience in various technologies and business knowledge. He has also been involved with various Indian organizations in promoting stronger US-India relations and has contributed significantly to his motherland, India. But working further in India's interest in USA, through his associations. Rajendra sir has also been involved with various charitable organizations and has undertaken many initiatives to help various causes in India. During the second wave of the pandemic, he was instrumental in sending over 200 oxygen concentrators to India through his organization. Rajendra sir takes great pride in his hometown Nizamabad and hopes to see it as the best district in Telangana and India. Thank you. Thank you sir for coming all the way from Bangalore. Thank you, guys.
Where he quoted his late grandfather, and we are all proud of that quote, sir. I thank Rotary Club for taking time off and being with us and allowing us to have this interaction. I interacted with Darshan Singh Ji, the Rotary President, during the second wave of pandemic. Of course, Gyan Prakash Ji, my friend, childhood friend and motivational speaker, Chandrasekhar, I call him Shekhar, our principal, Mr. Selvaraj Selvakumar Raja, and of course the most active member in our Mission 100, Ramakrishna sir, and Rotary Club Secretary Srikanth. Thank you all for being here. And dear students, thank you for being here. I just wanted to make some points to you all. In life is to have good time management. The difference between successful people and not so successful people is how they manage their time. God has given us the same structure, the same time and the same opportunities. The people who make good use of those opportunities are the successful ones. So dear students, all I can say is have a positive attitude. Keep updating yourself with various skills that can further your career and your ambitions. Be ambitious. Nobody should let you down, make you feel low, because each one of us is unique in our own way. This Mission 100 was started a couple of months back with the objective of providing a platform for Tier 2 students, city students, especially my hometown Nizamabad, so that they can come to US for higher education and be successful. My friend here, Ramajirao, said that don't leave your country. I agree. But you can go out of the country, get exposure, get experience, and come and make India a better place here. Do you all agree, my friends? Right? You see all our great leaders, right from Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, all these people, they went out of the country, they got their education, they got their exposure, and came back here and ignited young minds to take on the mighty British and got us the freedom and laid the foundations of modern India. My friends, it's for you also. You should get the best of exposure, get the best of experience, and make India a better place, the most developed country in the world. Are you willing to do that, my friends?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Having said that, how many of you want to go to other countries, especially US, for higher studies? Good. I'm happy to see quite a few faces here. The most important thing when you decide on coming to the US or any other country is have a clear plan, what you want to do, what ignites your mind every day morning when you get up. There should be a passion in you to do something in the day. So follow your passion and pursue it aggressively and sincerely. I'm sure you will see success. We're talking about Mission 100. We started this mission with a couple of NRIs from Nizamabad. who wanted to do something for this lovely town in which we all grew up. And each one of us contributed in making this mission a reality, because we teamed up with Rotary Club. Rotary Club has been very kind in working with our mission. And I'm proud to say we helped quite a few people so far. I think we helped at least 25 people with various information and initiatives and help. My objective is to at least help 100 people in the next 2 years and more after that, continue to do that. So that tier 2 people in towns like Nizamabad get a good platform and are able to succeed. Education is the most important tool you have to succeed. You can come from a normal middle class family. You may be disadvantaged in many ways, but your best tool to succeed in life is to educate yourself. Continue to educate yourself and gain upper status in the society. It's very important that you continuously learn and pursue your goals. Always maintain a very positive attitude in life. That is very important for you. My friends here have talked to you about communication. I will work with Chandrasekhar and others to get you some good programs in which you can develop good communication skills and leadership skills that will help you navigate the corporate sector in a more efficient and successful manner. We will have an interactive question and answer session, but for those of you who have any questions, you can write to this email address mission100nizamabad@gmail.com. Any questions that you have on how to pursue your higher education in the US, you can reach us mission100nizamabad@gmail.com, and we will try to answer your questions in 72 hours that we receive your email.
So Nizamabad full form or short, sir? NZB or NIZDA?
Nizamabad full. Yeah. I'll share it with you once this meeting is over. So once you decide to come to the US, you have to basically plan how you're going to write your TOEFL, your GRE, compile the colleges that you want to apply to, what type of degrees you want to pursue. Make sure you have all your documents in place, like a valid passport, your recommendation letters from your schools and various other associations that you've given your time to. And most important, when you apply for colleges, dear students, is you should have a very good statement of purpose. Why you want to study in a specific college. You have to be very clear why you want to study in that college, what are your goals, how that college education will help you improve and in your life's ambitions and in your life's mission. Because colleges look at clarity of mind and clarity of purpose when they grant admissions, especially the Ivy League colleges. And it's always advisable for you to apply to at least 6 to 8 colleges. And then, most important is once you get your college admissions, that's the F1, you got to prepare for your visa interview. You can have your friends participate with you in a mock interview before you go for your visa. What questions you expect and how you're going to answer them, because that will decide whether you're going to be going to the US or no. Your college education, whether you're going to take a loan or whether you're going to get a scholarship or you're going to supplement your expenses by working there and studying. I myself, after doing my 2 masters in India, on my mother's advice or on my mother's request, I had to move to US for my higher education, which is MS Computer Science. And I didn't have a scholarship. I'm not as bright as you people here. But I went there and did odd jobs to supplement my expenses there. And God had been very kind. I was able to complete my MS there and then work for some very good companies and get good exposure. The reason I'm telling my story, dear friends, is you should not back off from doing small jobs in the US to supplement your expenses for your education. You should be prepared to do any job to complete your education and get on to your corporate life. So having said this, the Mission 100 will be a platform in which we try to give you all assistance that we can. And if we are not able to give you the assistance, we will try to get you subject matter experts who will try to guide you in the best possible manner. We are doing this because a lot of our NRIs from Nizamabad, we came here, there and we succeeded on a trial and error basis. But for the future generations, we want to have a clearer path so that they can succeed faster and in a more better way. So thank you so much again. We will talk and we'll have an interactive session. I invite you all to take part in the virtual sessions that we will be having as part of Mission 100. And we have a bi-monthly meetings, virtual meetings. You can join the bi-monthly meetings and ask us questions, any queries and any assistance, and we will try our best to help you. So having said that, again, thank you all for taking time and coming here. I see the fire in you all, and I hope you will continue to pursue your ambitions and develop a positive attitude and pursue your ambitions with all sincerity and positivity. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Exam is GRE or Duolingo? IELTS. Best.
GRE or?
Sir, IELTS, Duolingo, which is the best?
Well, it depends on college to college, Ananya. So you let us know what colleges you want to apply for, and then we will let you know what is that, depending upon the career choices that you want to make. There are specific courses based on your ambition or your career path. So I can't tell you a generic answer which is the best course. There are so many different courses: artificial intelligence, in biotechnology. There are a lot of opportunities now in robotics. They're different. What you want to pursue? What is your ambition? What is your passion? Based on that, we will guide you what courses are there. I can't give you a generic answer. This is the best course, right? Struggle for 2-3 years with the education and the initial struggle there. I think the sky is the limit because the opportunities there are tremendous. It helps you grow as a person. It helps your socio-economic status, and it gives you a much wider exposure and experience.
Sir, colleges provide
Application or the rejected application. If they accept your application, they give you a right review.
education gap or something like after the BTech, can we do, for example, there is a gap of about 2 years, can we do the masters with the education gap or something like BTech gap?
Your name please?
With technology, I had a 62-year-old person studying in my class. So there is, education has no boundaries for age. But talking about gap, yes, there are people who, after finishing their BTech, they like to work for a few years,
Yes.
gain work experience, and then go for higher education. So it's perfectly okay.
Okay, sir. So we need to submit some.
Application to the university, what you have done, your work, or you have pursued some other diplomas, or you have pursued any other interests. They're very specific because they want to give opportunities to the students who are really interested in their courses. So they want to see whether you are a sincere student and whether you are going to pursue the course with utmost purpose.
Yes, sir.
Alright?
Yes.
So how you explain that gap, whether you worked or whether you pursued diplomas, is very important. And
Yes.
as Ramajirao has said, how you communicate in your application process is also important. When you write an application process, please vet it with your teachers, with your friends. Show them the application process.
Yes.
Tell them this is how I'm applying. Show it to experts, take their suggestions, make changes, read again, and then submit.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Savita. They give you your SSN once you are in the country for a year or two, depending upon each state. And basically, Social Security, which is SSN, is like your identification card. It's like your Aadhaar card. You get your SSN in some states after a year, in some states after 2 years. Basically, they're looking to see that you are a settled citizen in that state. You have a valid residence permit.
Like to complete our daily expenditure every month, we have to do some job in legally, which we get from that college website. We can search for job. So we have to we should have that SSN legally. We have to know that we have to make sure then that we are studying such university and we are doing such job. You have said that 1 year you will be getting SSN card, but I think that how
to survive. Some universities do give you social security in the first, second or third month. Again, to answer your questions, how you can supplement your expenses there, you can do odd jobs off campus. You can apply for scholarships. Most of the universities have at least a couple of scholarships, and Indian students, being the brightest, usually get to the scholarships first. And there are a lot of jobs within the school campus itself, like librarian, like taking additional courses for younger students. So you can do all these and within the college campus itself, and they usually either give you a credit to your courses or they give you a certain stipend towards your fees. Alright? A lot of my generation did odd jobs, Vishta, to pursue your education. I worked in the gas station there. A couple of my friends worked in delivering newspapers or working in convenience stores to supplement our expenses there and finish our higher education. So US is a country of great opportunities, of diverse opportunities, and all you have to do is have a positive outlook, be willing to work hard and sincerely and honestly, and opportunities are there.
Thank you, sir.
Mike Dagarwat.
Answer me. My question to you is, most students aspiring to go to the US particularly opt for STEM courses. So, no, STEM courses. STEM. Yes, but I don't have proper knowledge about that. I've tried searching on Google also, but it was very confusing. So it would be nice if you could provide clarity on that.
You are having a very broader perspective of it. STEM itself means science, technology, engineering and math. So whether it's a stem cell research or whether it's a computer science, artificial intelligence, it comes into the category of STEM. So whatever you are saying is a very broader area. So if you could narrow it down to your interest, that would be much better. So in science, or so for example in science there are different areas like theoretical physics, quantum physics, and Newtonian physics and everything. That's the science part of it. When it comes to technology, you have the blockchain, cryptocurrency areas, blockchain, quantum computing, and you have the other parts where there's ethical hacking and where there's cyber security program and Internet of Things. So you have this area when it comes to technology. And when you come to engineering, it's just that the civil engineering, the mechanical engineering, the building perspective of things, biomedical engineering. And when you come to math, you have this maths like quantum math, like black hole interpretations, algebras, and different matrix-based mathematical things. So what exactly are you willing to go in? So STEM, I just want to say that STEM is a very broader perspective. So when you want what exactly in STEM is something, I guess Rajendra sir can give you a very good idea.
This is a different specialized field. You let us know what are your questions. We will try to guide you and try to assist in the best possible manner. Your father was a Rotary president, so he'll be given special treatment, I'm sure, and we will definitely assist you and guide you. Please join our virtual meetings. If we have at least once or twice a month, right? Once or twice a month. Please join and send your question a week before so that our panel reviews the question and we are ready with the answer for you. Alright?
Also, sir, start time, because we have like 6 to 7 months.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely have a lot of time now. But let me tell you one thing, US education is built on semester system, right? So each semester is for 3 to 4 months depending upon which university you are going to first. So even if you miss one semester, you apply for the next semester. It's not like India where you have a 1-year cycle. US goes by the semester cycle, 4 months, right? So if you miss the fall, you can go for the summer or spring semester, right? But
All of us are ready.